Hey guys, so in this video, I'm going to be talking about what exactly a VPN hides when you're using the internet. And this is something I'm really excited to talk about because I have seen a ton of confusion about this all over the place. But in order to understand what a VPN hides, you first have to know what's available and open for anybody or any company, whoever it is, to see when you're using the internet. So let's say you want to go to Amazon.com. You go into your computer, your browser, you type in Amazon.com. The first ones who are going to see that you are trying to access Amazon.com is your ISP, your internet service provider. They're the ones who give you access to the internet and allow you to connect to Amazon and allow Amazon to send all their information about their products and everything they have back to you. And that means that there's a lot of information that your ISP can collect about you. But what a VPN does, and a VPN looks like this is ExpressVPN. It's an application, a piece of software. You can get it on your computer, your phone, pretty much any device. It can even be an extension in your browser. What it's going to do is create a middle step in between you and the internet. So instead of you going directly over to Amazon, instead your connection is going to go first to the VPN and then from there over to the internet. And that means that your internet service provider, your ISP, and pretty much anybody else who's monitoring your internet connection is not gonna see the fact that you are trying to access a certain website. Instead, all they're gonna see is that the VPN is trying to access that website. You yourself and a lot of information about you is gonna remain completely anonymous and protected. Now, here's the big question. What data or information are we talking about? What's actually available for people to monitor and track, and what does a VPN hide? So a big misconception here is that a VPN can protect emails and passwords and different user information, your address, all that kind of stuff that you put into websites. And that's not the case. That is going to be protected by something else called HTTPS. What that means is that any information that you enter in directly to that website, so we're talking about emails, passwords, any forms like address, all that sensitive information is going to be protected by something called HTTPS. And when you have that, nobody can access that information, not your ISP, not the VPN, nobody. It's already protected. You don't need the VPN to protect that. On the other hand, if you are connecting to a website that starts with HTTP, that information is going to be unprotected, it's going to be vulnerable, and even with a VPN, you're going to be at risk for a serious data leak. Entering sensitive information into an HTTP website is not that far away from just posting it online for everybody to see. Now, the main thing that your ISP or anybody monitoring your internet connection can see is going to be the websites that you visit. So for example, if you go to Netflix or if you're streaming content, your ISP can see that you're accessing that website. They can see how much time you are spending connected to that website, and they can see how much data you're downloading from them. And this is how your ISP can sometimes throttle your internet connection. They can actually slow down your internet if they see that you're using a lot of data, because they can track that. And where normally when you connect up to the internet, you should be getting 100 megabits per second. Instead, when they see that you're streaming or gaming or downloading a lot of files, they may actually decide to slow down your internet connection. Another big thing that your ISP can see, depending on the email service you're using, they can see who you're sending your emails to, they can see where the email is coming from, and they sometimes can even see the subject of that email. And these are all things that a VPN will hide, because like I said before, they are putting in a middle step before the ISP can even see what you're doing. So all your ISP is going to see is the fact that you connected up to a VPN. They can see that, but they can't see which websites you're visiting or how long you're connecting to that website. And they can see how much data you're downloading, but they will have no idea if it's because you're streaming and gaming or because you're just doing something else. Maybe you're just using the internet a lot. So that's what a VPN will hide from your ISP. Now, there is another big thing here, because there is also the issue of the website that you're connecting to. So let's say you're going through your ISP. When you connect up to a website, let's say Netflix is a good example, they can see information about you directly. And where this is most common is your location. So they get something called your IP address, which is similar to a physical house address, your physical location, but for your computer. And it gives information about where you're located. So when you connect up to a website like Netflix or any other streaming service, they're going to see where you're located in the world, and they're going to decide to give you different movies and TV shows, different content based off of that location. And a lot of websites do this. They're going to try to see where you're signing in from in order to give you content or access to different parts of their website based off of your location. But again, with the VPN in between as the middleman here, the websites that you visit don't see your location at all all they're going to see is the location of the VPN. But you might be wondering, okay, I got the VPN. Now, instead of my ISP being able to monitor me, the VPN can. So what did we really accomplish here? And for a lot of VPNs, particularly free VPNs, you're right. The VPN themselves can collect all of that information that I just mentioned, and they can use it for their own purposes. A lot of free VPNs will actually sell it to marketers and advertisers, and that's how they make a profit. But many VPNs, including the ones I'm going to show you in this video, have what's called an audited no logs policy. And that means that they do not keep any personal user information on their own servers. They just don't have it. It doesn't exist. If anybody would try to ask them for it, they would not be able to provide it. And they don't just claim that they have the policy, but it's actually been audited by a third-party independent company. And my top 3 recommendations for the best VPNs available right now, ExpressVPN, NordVPN, and Surfshark, all have that audited no logs policy. Now, if you are considering getting one of these VPNs, my top recommendation would be ExpressVPN. This is my personal favorite VPN. It's very fast. It's super secure. They're using the highest level of encryption, and it's also very fast. And the way it works is very simple. You would just go over here to location. This is going to be the location that whichever website you visit is going to think that you're in. So let's say you wanted to make it seem as if you're in Spain. I can just click on that right there and click connect, and it'll just take a second or two. I'm going to connect up, and now my ISP is not going to be able to see the websites that I'm visiting, and any website that I visit will not be able to see my location, my physical location. All they're going to see is the location in the VPN itself. So my personal favorite is ExpressVPN. If you want a VPN that's a little more feature heavy, it's maybe for more of an advanced user, somebody who has a lot of specific needs. So let's say with NordVPN, you get a lot of different features like double VPN, connecting you up to 2 different servers before getting you over to the internet. You have Onion over VPN, which connects you up to the Onion network, the dark web, before getting you over to the internet. So that gives you more security if you are going to be using the Onion network. In general, there's just a lot of different features with NordVPN. You may not need all of them, but if you're that kind of user, you want all of the different features that you can possibly get, then NordVPN is a really solid option. And lastly, if you're on a budget, I would definitely check out Surfshark. This is the cheapest of these 3 VPNs. The premium plan for Surfshark is going to be cheaper than the basic plan for a lot of other VPNs. And at the same time, you're getting a really high quality VPN. If you want to find out more about any of these, there will be full reviews as well as discount links in the description below that will save you some extra money in case you want to give them a try. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope that gave you a better understanding of exactly what a VPN does. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you on the next one.